Hi there, traders. This is Brad Gilbert with the FX Market Insight for Thursday, the 25th of July. All right, now it's been an epically long week waiting for this data to arrive, and it's the key data. So as we come into the Asian session here, it's a little bit earlier than usual, but I just want to get this across because there's only a couple of opportunities. There's no major change in the overall, in my opinion, of the overall analysis. Euro is the main focus, obviously, with the ECB interest rate decision. Now, I was just having a look through some of the option vols and everything else. Everything's extremely geared up for a potentially massive move tonight, or today, I should say. And that's whether it's, on the, there's no change in the interest rate. It could be a huge amount of different QE. The statement could be a bit convoluted. So there's a number of different events. Now, when you come to looking at the European session, as I say, this will be the key component of the whole day, pretty much the whole week. There's two different stages, right? So 45 minutes after the initial announcement, we'll have the statement and the interest rate decision, and then the ECB press conference. So this could actually, we could get some big moves. I would expect liquidity to be extremely thin. And what that means is basically there won't be a lot around initially straight after the release. So what I'm expecting is, you can see a top up here around 111.80, and then let me just move that so you can see it a bit better. So up around 111.80, and this thing may dive down to 110.80. I give it this one straight away, and then we work out what's going on from there. Now, the market is geared up, I think, towards more QE, and that's why we're seeing Euro sort of drift lower here. Okay, so what you're going to do is try and work out where is the main action here. Is it in Euro itself, or is it in Euro, the Euro crosses? Now, if you have a quick look at the Euro on the multiple sort of time frames, it gives you a bit more of a clearer picture of what's going on. And to me, I think Casper mentioned this yesterday in the 247 trade zone, 111.60 is a level it's broken down through on the dailies, and you can see where that level is here on the weeklies. This is a major level. Now, on the hourlies, it's already below that level, but no one wants to take it on ahead of the ECB because it's such a critical component to the overall upcoming trend. Now, if there's no negative comments, there's no QE, then we could see very well Euro back up towards 112.60 just by default. Not because of US dollar weakness or anything else or Euro strength, just the fact that the market has got itself so geared up into a negative Euro phase that we could see this thing ricochet. At the same time, if they don't come out with all that QE, well, then we could very well see this thing in a couple of 100 points lower. And that's why there's so much hype around this event. It's because there's so much anticipation and it means so much. Now, what else do we know that's going on? Well, when you come to look at the overall fundamental perspective, you've got to sort of factor in those geopolitical situations, right? So at the moment, we've got Brexit. Now, what's the outcome of Brexit going to be? No one really knows. Will the ECB, put more QE into the market or cut rates ahead of October 31st? Well, only time will tell, but you know what? It's a pretty big call. Mario is running out of time as his leadership of the ECB. That's another uncertainty coming into play as well. So, to me, there hasn't been much else happening. Like Mueller coming out of the States, the same old Trump chasing Trump around the path. Apparently, there was some weird things happening, but you're not allowed to charge a current president. So anyway, that's by the by. The most important thing is this ECB meeting. Now, when you do come back to piece this together, as I said, there is another sort of important part today, and that's the RBA governor speaking. That's a good, 7 or 8 hours, 8 hours ahead of the ECB. That's a potential opportunity for the RBA and the RBA governor in particular to determine or give the Aussie dollar or traders some idea of the overall direction here. At the moment, they are dovish. We have to wait and see how that plays out, but I can't see a change in that. If there is any sort of confirmation that they are looking to cut rates further, well, then basically the Aussie should come off as well. So right at the moment, we're just in this level of anticipation. And the charts themselves, if I just come back and just give you a look across the board here, they aren't exactly, jumping up and down with great opportunities. Euro has a great technical setup. It's got general direction, which is down. All we need is the ECB to deliver that negative sentiment, whether through further QE or new QE, quantitative easing, or just other general comments. The sterling just trading sideways. As you can see, the Aussie and Kiwi are sort of just drifting lower, but with no real sort of determination as such. And dollar yen just trading sideways through that resistance line. Not much to see here. Same with dollar CAD. We've had that initial move higher on the week data. Now it's just trading sideways. Oil, though, is continuing to sort of chop about, back at $56. Looks like we could have further topside. All right, guys, that's it from me. Fair bit in that. I just want to give you a bit of an early heads up on what I think is going to run through with the all-important ECB. We've got the Fed next week, obviously, the second part to the major central banks. But just keep an eye on these core market drivers. They're the uncertainties. We do have the weakness already, and hopefully we'll get Euro to light up the screens at the during the middle of that European session. It's going to be very interesting. All right, guys, have a good one. All the very best. Cheerio.